Hi everybody, Liz Tolsma here again with another book review. I was so excited to read this book. As soon as I heard about it, somebody had recommended it to me, I had to run out and get it. So this is the cover. I'm going to try to keep the glare to a minimum here so you can see. There we go. Before I Called You Mine. It is a pretty blue cover with some flowers on it and a red thread, which does play into the story. Okay, so this is Before I Called You Mine by Nicole Deese. Let's read the back cover copy and find out a little bit about what this book is about. Let's put the glasses on here. Lauren Bailey may be a romantic at heart, but after a decade of matchmaking schemes gone wrong, there's only one match she's committed to now, the one that will make her a mother. Lauren is a dedicated first grade teacher in Idaho, and her love for children has led her to the path of international adoption. To satisfy her adoption agency's requirements, she gladly agreed to remain single for the foreseeable future. However, just as her long wait comes to an end, Lauren is blindsided by a complication she never saw coming: Joshua Avery. Joshua may be a substitute teacher by day, but Lauren finds his passion for creating educational technology as fascinating as his antics in the classroom. Though she does her best to downplay the undeniable connection between them, his relentless pursuit of her heart puts her commitment to stay unattached to the test and causes her once firm conviction to waver. With an impossible decision looming, Lauren might very well find herself choosing between the two deepest desires of her heart, even if saying yes to one means letting go of the other. So you can see why I was immediately drawn to this book. If you don't know me, you should know that I am a mom to 3 children through international adoption. So this was something that really got me excited. And it was one of the things that I loved best about the book, was that it was so authentic. The emotions that Nicole writes into the story are so real. And then I found out that the author, Nicole, is an adoptive mom herself. And it made perfect sense because everything is just as an adoptive parent would feel. Everything that I went through and everything that I felt and everything that I experienced when we were in the process of bringing home each of our 3 children, she draws out so beautifully. So I loved that about that book. There was one scene in there, and I'm not going to give it away because it would give away a major twist and plot point of the story, but suffice it to say that if you haven't been in that situation, if you haven't been on the path to adoption, you might say to yourself, well, that's just not believable. That wouldn't happen. But trust me, if you get to that part of the book and find yourself saying that, remember, it is real. And yes, it would happen that way. It definitely would. So I just loved that. It touched all of my emotions. And I think it would give anybody who has a friend or a family member who is going through international adoption, or any kind of adoption, frankly, a real glimpse into what it feels like with the kind of emotions that you go through. So what didn't I like about that book? Not too much. It was really very, very good, very well written. Like I said, so very authentic. One thing that I thought was a little bit of a stretch was that she was so committed to remaining single throughout the adoption process and then even after she brought her child home. Now, I realize that's the main conflict in the story, but it rang a little bit hollow to me. Now, admittedly, it's been 13 years since we brought home our last child, 13 years since we were in the process, and maybe things have changed a little bit, but I followed the blog of a woman years ago who was in this exact same situation, who was in the process of adopting from China as a single woman, and she ended up meeting somebody and falling in love. And I can't remember the exact order of events anymore, but I believe that she did marry him at some point. So it could be their relationship was a little bit farther along than the relationship in the book. And I certainly understand the reasoning that she gives for not bringing in somebody who might be coming and going in and out of her life, because an adoptive child definitely needs that stability and the ability to be able to attach to their new parent, and that can be a long and difficult process. And if you have a parade of people coming in and out of your house and in and out of your life, it can be very disrupting. So I do get that. It felt almost a little bit forced to me at times. And as I said, maybe things have changed. Maybe China has changed its rules. Perhaps it was a rule specific to this adoption agency. I'm not sure. It just rang a little hollow to me. But all in all, a fantastic book. Like I said, very well written. It will touch you deeply emotionally, and it will teach you things and show you things, and it's really a fabulous read. You're going to fall in love with Lauren and with Joshua. Nicole does a wonderful job of developing these characters and really giving them personalities. And so that was another fabulous thing about the book. So overall, 4.5 stars for Before I Called You Mine. Be sure to check it out.